And I paid it off last year. She says 230 now. Okay, you guys, I am so excited. Do you want to know why?
You're teaching class?
Because I'm teaching. So our instructor, I don't know where she is, and they normally, so I'm trained and teach all of the classes, except they normally don't let me teach the beginning ones because I already have so much FaceTime with you guys in the beginning. So I normally don't teach until later in the Ignite sessions. But this is a class that I've actually been really looking forward to teaching because I'm super passionate about this. Okay.
You want to start?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll hold the reviews for after. Okay. So we're gonna first start off. I know it's super basic and whatnot, but I want everyone to just quickly verbalize who they are and why real estate. Okay. I think that's super important. So just real quick, we'll just take 30 seconds. Maybe start on this end and come down this way.
I got into real estate because it's always been a passion of mine. Real estate, getting into the business. Mainly, I like real estate for the investing aspect, but I'm like, why not get the realtor, real estate agent?
Yeah.
Get my toes dipped before I started doing that.
Sure.
That's kind of why I got into it, and also I like the flexibility of it, and also when you're in the game for longer, I like the money. So
yeah.
So that's a little bit about me.
Love it. Thanks, Cesar.
I'm Courtney Huber, and I just got my license yesterday.
Woo! We need to connect. That's awesome.
I chose real estate because I was just telling Dave, I've been a real estate investor for the last several years, and I've really enjoyed doing that. And it's exactly as Cesar said, it's a great way to build a platform of wealth for your family. And I love the idea of being able to help others do that and feel empowered, whether they're young, starting out, or older and trying to diversify and get a little bit of a foothold in their lives. So I'm excited.
Cool. Dave?
I'm Dave Krantz. I've had my license since November. I didn't really do anything this year until recently. So I like real estate. I've flipped some houses in the past. Been able to make some money that way. Try and do it again.
Amazing. Scarlett. Darling Scarlett.
I'm Scarlett Wilkinson, and I have been a single mother of 6 children for about 15, 16 years, and the last one flew the coop last year, and so it's my turn to spread my wings. And I've never been a career woman, but real estate has always intrigued me, and building a wealth portfolio. And I love real estate. I love flipping. I love decorating. I love designing. I love everything about real estate. So it's just like, finally got a shoe that fits in real estate. Yay.
Love it. Tara?
I'm Sarah. I'm eating, and I'm like, hurry.
That's okay. Yeah, it's like, inevitable. Yeah, you can't finish.
Ever since I was a little girl, I just loved real estate. I would watch, homes, and then when I got my license, I would drive around and look at homes. And since I've been a mom for a long time, I have flipped a few homes. I have a few. I'm really into real estate investing. So I just have this love for just homes in general.
Yeah.
Like you, I love to decorate and flip and take something really, really awful and completely restore it back to its natural beauty. So I have been licensed for like 2 weeks, and really excited to just get going. I think there's a lot of avenues I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Where I go.
Yeah. I'm so excited for each and every one of you. I remember like when I got started too, and some of the people that I started with, Brody Johnson, Jake Bowers, Travis Schloter, like we're such good friends, and they're still here, right? And we're all selling together still. So these people in this room, you'll make some good friendship and good memories. Yesterday marked exactly 3 years. I was telling these guys earlier, yesterday marked exactly 3 years that I've been an agent. And serendipity, how do you make that? It was serendipitously, I had a closing yesterday and it was just, it just felt like, it just felt so good. Helped a young couple get into a home. And so real estate in the industry has become my absolute lifeline, the thing that I enjoyed the most in this world. Been able to sell several millions of dollars in real estate up to this point, got a finance degree along the way. And I'm just super passionate about helping people make great decisions. And over the last year have transitioned a lot of my time into leadership, because I just feel so passionately about helping people create something bigger than themselves. So we're going to dive into this today. Spark your career. I think that I honestly wish that this was a requirement before you got your license. I really do. I'm excited that you all have it, but I do think that this should have been a prerequisite. Obviously, we can't enforce that, but I do really think it's important for you to get clarity about who you are, what you want out of your career, and if you're going to make this a career. Because if not, that's okay too. Is this just going to be a hobby? Like, you just need to decide what is this going to be for you, and how are you going to make that? I think that too often, you guys, I sit in front of a lot of real estate agents, and too often they just don't have clarity around exactly what they want, and that's why they usually get out of the business. Is because they don't have clarity around that, or they have some clarity and aren't willing to take the actions, and then obviously they don't get the results, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be diving in today. This. Okay, it's kind of going to be my job to take you through the job of a real estate agent. All right. I so often wonder, I'll just level with you, if new agents had a job description of exactly what it takes to be an agent. That's kind of what we try to do, is give you a job description. I'm wondering how many of them would hire themselves, right? Like if you were to hire yourself as a real estate agent, not the actual, hey, I want you to help me buy and sell a house, but actually like the day-to-day of an actual effective real estate agent. What does that look like? And so we're going to kind of talk about that today. Okay, today's agenda, we'll just kind of skip through that. Okay, anyone can do it. Not everyone will you. One thing I have learned is that, by golly, anyone can be a successful real estate agent. Like, I have seen some agents that sell some houses, and I'm like, golly, that guy sells houses, she sells houses. And not to be rude, it's because it's people taking enough consistent action. Like, there's certainly personality traits that I think will do you well. And I even thought when I was getting, I'm like, oh, I've got the perfect person. There's no perfect personality for this. You have people that are outgoing and do great. You have people that are outgoing and suck. You have people that are, timid and quiet, and you have people that are timid and quiet and do well, right? So there really is no perfect personality for it. I definitely think that you need to be open to learning some skills that are involved, right? Like, you need to probably be personable to a degree. You need to be able to navigate people's emotions, right? So there's some certain universal truths, but what I'll tell you is there's no reason that one of you can't succeed over the other. And if someone else has done it, you certainly can too. That's kind of been the other thing too. I had the chance to go out to family reunion this last week in Vegas, right, for our big convention. And man, just every agent is doing it in their own way. I mean, there's a lot of commonality, right? But every agent is crushing it in their own ways. And that's kind of what I want to instill to you today is there's no reason that you guys can't succeed, okay? And if you think there is, we need to tackle those, okay? We got to find out what it is that you think is going to hold you back, and we need to jump out in front of that, okay? Has anyone given that some thought? Like, have you guys already kind of been a little bit at all overwhelmed? Like, I sympathize, because I'm still, I think, new in my career, right? And you're not only learning a new career, you're starting at a new place, you're meeting new people, you're learning new things. Like, it's a lot coming at you at once. So I get being overwhelmed in the beginning. Okay, Keller Williams, we have got a just library of knowledge, wealth, information that comes at you. And this class is actually kind of to hopefully get you equipped and to get you familiar with some of those things. We have also a lot of acronyms that you'll hear, so just kind of go with it. But one of our most important principles is our 6 personal perspectives, okay? So I think one thing that I was Yeah, please kind of take some note of these and we'll talk about them. One thing that I was absolutely dumbfounded by, I'm dumbfounded every year by it, but when I went to Vegas last week, I was sitting there like, holy crap. Gary Keller, back in I think it would have been the 70s when he started KW. There's no way on earth he thought he was going to create the world's largest real estate company, right? Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I'd be curious to actually know what exactly. I haven't looked too much into the founding of the company. But what has remained true is some of these principles, okay? So the guy that built the largest real estate company in the world, has put emphasis on these 6 personal perspectives. And there's actually day-long classes just on these principles. And I think that's what's really cool is that we're taking the time to talk about this. It's not just, hey, how do we sell houses, right? Which is certainly, I think, the main objective or a main objective of being a realtor. Like it's what gets you income, serving people. But knowing this is going to propel you through your career and sticking to them. So commit to self-mastery, commit to the 80-20 principle, move from E to P, making, I want to, let me see if they have, yeah, perfect, yeah. So we'll talk over them right here in depth. So commit to self-mastery, okay? I think that this is I think this probably is one of the most important ones. Hi, come on in. So what I have noticed is that too often I see agents that are working in their business and not running their business. Does that make sense that there'd be a difference there? What would be the difference between working in a real estate business and running a real estate business? Kind of sounds similar.
Yeah. Proactively committing to do what you know you need to do.
Yeah.
You're reacting to what your email or your phone or your business partner or your assistant or your whatever wants you to do rather than what you need to do.
100%.
It's a huge mindset shift.
Yeah.
That is like
Yeah. Oh, and I want you guys from day one to please remember that you guys are running your own business. There will be times like yesterday was one of those when I got sucked into just being in the business, and there's days like that. But I want you to really treat this like if I was to go start a bit, that's what you guys are doing. You are starting your own company. You are starting your own business, right? Treat it as such. Treat it with that importance, okay? And certainly there's agents that don't and they succeed, right? Most of them though have just, they've been in the business long enough or they have a high enough ceiling of achievement kind of that they just are naturally able to close some deals. But I'm telling you, it's stressful if you're not running it as a business, okay? So know your goals, know your strengths and weaknesses, know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses and seek and master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach your goals, okay? What I will tell you is you guys are never going to know everything. Like I said, I've been in it for, over 3 years now. And my favorite thing, I made a little post on Instagram yesterday. My favorite thing is that every day I wake up and learn something new. So what I want you guys to know as well, you already know enough, okay? Got great support, great team here. And you guys are competent, capable human beings. You already know enough to get the ball rolling in your business. And what I'll tell you is every single one of those agents on that wall, even myself, we've all sold our first house, okay? We've all helped our first client. We've all had our first consultation. We've all had our first conversations, okay? So you guys are well on your way. So don't sell yourself short, okay? Okay, we're gonna move to the next one. Okay, the 80-20 principle. You will hear us talk about this a lot as well, and it's not just a KW principle. This principle is really, I think, pretty profound. 20% of your actions generate 80% of your results, okay? Another just kind of common thing, you wear 20% of your closet is another thing that has been pointed out. That just it appears in a lot of, and I can't think off the top of my head, but there's so many examples of this. But also, if 20% of your actions give you 80% of your results, then 80% of your actions only produce 20% of your results, right? And what this means, what this really means to say is there's a lot of stuff that doesn't matter. And boy, I'll tell you, when you know what's important and what you need to do, it makes life a little bit easier. But also, it's kind of scary because when you know what you need to do, and if it's something that's uncomfortable for you, like calling people or like sending a text message to someone you haven't talked to or going by someone's house, like you will often, those are 20% items. I think that the 20% items are the ones that get you closer to a deal. They're the ones that connect you with people at a higher level. They're the ones that put you in closer relationship with a client. Those are your 20% activities. You know what's not a 20% activity? How good does my headshot look? Should I worry about that? Or, ooh, let's go find my real estate colors and my logos. Let's do all that today instead of talking to people, right? Or let's so many different things. I'll tell you this too. Some agents too, they're like, oh, let's watch a training. Let's just watch a training all day. It's like, that's a really good activity. I'm never going to tell you not to watch a training, but have you already done your most important activities for the day? Have you already contacted and more Ignite classes will teach you this, but have you already connected with your database? Have you already done your lead follow-up? Have you already sent out your CMAs? Have you already sent out your properties? If you're not doing those activities, nothing else matters, okay? Gary Keller, he has a quote that says, what is the one thing that if I do that today in such that if I do that, everything else becomes easier, okay? So I was talking to Dave yesterday. I had this is a personal thing. This applies in your personal life too. I had an issue with a rental that I own in Provo. And I knew, I'm like, if I just get this off my plate, if I just solve this today, the rest of my day is gonna be so much easier. And so guess what? First thing I did was I just gotta take care of this. And so I think that you need to run your real estate business like that. I do think that, and we'll talk about it in the other Ignite classes, but your beginning of your day or whenever you run your real estate business, I want you guys to prioritize absolutely the most important steps. And we'll talk about what those are, okay? So again, 20% of your actions generate 80% of your results. Okay, this one I've always thought was super interesting. Moving from entrepreneurial to purposeful, okay? And it's kind of interesting because our whole slogan is this is where entrepreneurs thrive. We support entrepreneurs, but we actually encourage you in a different sense to push out from being entrepreneurial and to being purposeful, okay? Let's see, I think that, let me grab this whiteboard. Nope, okay, it's not there. Okay, this is kind of what I was talking about. This was me my first year. Okay, my first year I sold 4 houses. Okay, it was great. Yeah, loved it. Made enough money to buy my first place. Okay, but guess what? I was very much going off of my natural ceiling of achievement. I love this idea. Each one of you is going to have a natural ceiling of achievement, just because of who you are and your personality and just the people you know. You might have a friend that needs to transact. You might have a mom or a cousin, right? You guys will achieve some level of success. Maybe you won't sell a house, but you'll still achieve something, right? That's your natural level of success. And what I have found is some agents, because I even get to work with some of our top agents, their natural ceiling of achievement is very high, right? And they end up getting away from some of the best practices of growing your business. So I have some agents that they'll brag to me like, oh, I don't do this, 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 this. I'm like, why the heck not? Don't you? You just, you know exactly what you can achieve. You just made, 500 grand last year. You can make $1 million, right? And so what we want you to do is to focus on, direct your focus on models, systems, and then you'll break through your natural ceiling of achievement. I really love this principle. And it's one that I thought I was hot stuff. I was like, man, my first year I sold, 4 houses. I made, X amount of dollars. I bought my first, but that's not, I could have done so much more had I just understood this principle, okay? All right, we will go to the next one. Okay, this as well. This is something that I don't want this to go contrary to my statement that you guys know everything you need to know to get started. However, there is this thing called an ignorance tax, okay? And it's just, and everyone has to pay it, right? Because there's certain things in a transaction that you don't know now, but if you knew it, it would make your life a little bit easier. And I promise you that. I truly believe, and there's a reason that we have, in the productivity coaching program, your first 4 transactions, after 4 transactions, I finally felt like, you know what, I think I kind of got this, right? After 4 transactions, I was like, I was like, all right, I can do this. Like, I feel a little bit more confident. I will tell you though, I'm going to be the first one to say it. I remember on my second and third transaction, I would wake up and not want to look at my phone because I was like, please don't have something go wrong. Please don't have something be wrong. Like, I remember one day specifically, I slept in because I was like, I do not want to go to work today. And I'll admit, I've had those days. But what's really cool is I love this principle. I love this principle. The more you learn, the faster you can pay off your ignorance tax. Okay. So come to trainings, pour into our YouTube library, read the MREA, read the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book, right? Do all you can to consume good knowledge. Again, at time appropriate, when you've booked it on your calendar and you've already done your other important things, start pouring into value. The faster you do this, the faster you pay off that ignorance tax and you feel more comfortable. Okay. Oh my gosh, one podcast you guys have to listen to is Jason Abrams. There's 2. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast, and then Think Like a CEO. Gary Keller does this Think Like a CEO. Jason Abrams, who's another really high exec at our company, does the Millionaire Real Estate one. Like, listen to those podcasts on the way to work, right? Find opportunities to just start pouring into information. Think Like a CEO and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast. Yeah, both those.
The one with that salesperson last week was really good. John Pappas.
John J. Papasan.
Jay Papasan. His sales pitch is awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was a really good one.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes about that, whatever his training session is.
Yeah, and that's totally unrelated to this, but also Thursday. Do you need that? Sorry, I can. Yeah. No. Think Like a CEO, and then Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast. If you just look those up, yeah, you'll find them. They're the first ones. Guys, Thursday, 11 to 3 in this room. Tomorrow, we have Valued Square. Perfect. One of the biggest things that I think as a new agent that, oh my gosh, if I could go back, you need to be able to articulate your value to your clients. Okay. We have a 4-hour class taught by Gary Keller himself, Jason Abrams, who's another high exec, Jay Papasan, like 3 of the biggest names in our company are teaching this class. And it's all about how do I deliver my value to people? If I asked you right now, why should you represent me in this transaction? What would you say, right? And we don't have to answer that right now, but what would you say?
You could ask that.
You know what? I actually don't get it asked often enough because I think I do a good enough job up front delivering my value. People don't have to ask that, right? But I want you to ask yourself that. Why should my friends and family trust me with such a large financial decision? Okay, because it is. That is what it is. It's a big decision. So ask yourself that, and then please come on Thursday. I'm personally planning on working all day, 11 to 3. I'll be working down here because I'm excited to pour into that. Okay.
Mandatory too, right?
Yes, it's mandatory. Yeah. Hi. And what was your name? Hi, Kylie. Oh, I've emailed you. Okay. Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's good to finally put a face to a name. Hi. Yeah. It will. You can stream it as well. Text me if you guys. I don't know if you received it yet, but yeah, you can also, if you can't make it in person, there's other times too you can sign up for, but it'll be fun. We'll do a watch party. I'm going to see if I can get some donuts for the office or something, but yeah. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get some salads for the office. 11 to 3. Some beef jerky sticks and some grapes. Okay. Okay. This principle's right here. Commit to, I've never seen the acronym like that, but constant and never ending improvement. I literally think that the best real estate agents, seriously, are some of the people that are just always trying to improve in every area of life. And that's the other thing that you guys, and one of the reasons that I'll never leave this company is it has taught me to always want to be improving in every area of your life. And that's what's cool too, is we don't just teach you how to sell houses. We want people to just be the best, happiest, coolest, funnest, most energetic version of themselves. Okay, so constant, never-ending improvement. Okay, this is what has hindered me the most in my career. Right here. Okay, so I'll get real with you guys. I have had and have some limiting beliefs. All right? Do any of these sound at all familiar to you? I don't know if you've already asked yourself them, but I don't have enough time for training. I can't be successful in this market. I can't devote 3 hours each day to lead generation. I'm too young. People won't want to transact with me. I'm too new. People won't trust me. Have you guys had any of those thoughts by chance? Yeah. Yes, you for sure, girl. Really though, let's get real for a second. What are some of the limiting beliefs that you guys have? What would stop you from absolutely crushing it? You got childcare? Oh, you don't have childcare. So you have child and you don't have childcare. Okay. Can I just tell you some of the most badass realtors I know are moms that have kids and yeah, so yeah, definitely that's a limiting belief. What else? Into a transact. That's, oh my gosh, I hear you there. Yep. Yep. That for me has always been my like biggest one. It's like I've got these great relationships. I don't want to be the guy that's a sales agent. I don't want to, come across as salesy. What I'll tell you though, the answer to that is how much value are you providing, right? And how well are you connecting with these people? And it sure, it takes a little bit of time to kind of feel comfortable with that, but I am getting to a place now where I know that it would be a disservice to let my friends and family talk to other real estate agents because no one's going to take care of them at a higher level than me. So even if I'm not going to be representing them right now, I still want to make sure that I'm in front of them and connecting with them. So guess what? Not every call is about real estate. Not every connection is about real estate, but I just want to make sure that they know I'm in their corner.
So one thing that I've done for a lot of years is like when I cold call clients, I never start off with trying to sell anything.
Yeah.
Ever. Always have a script of some sort and be like,
Love it.
Just what are you doing for Christmas? Or what are you doing? How's the kids? Or, whatever it is, whatever that particular person
Yeah.
for. But I don't even bring it up. Like even when I'm calling and telling my contact list that I'm in real estate, I'm just like, hey, how's it been going? What job are you on these days?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Then when they ask you, then you tell them.
Yeah.
And it feels like so much more natural.
Yeah. I love that. And you'll get the Ford script down. Yeah. Did you have a question? Sorry. Oh yeah, please. Yeah. What's your, yeah. Is that, yeah.
I love what you said because I was listening to the Bigger Pockets podcast. I listened to that one off called Real Estate Rookie. That one's good for me.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, there was somebody on one of the podcasts saying that same thing where they'll call and they'll say, hey, I just wanted to know if you wanted like a fair market evaluation of your home and see what it's worth. And then it kind of opens the door, but starting off with this like, hey, how's it going? I was just driving by your neighborhood and noticed something about the neighborhood so that there's some familiar.
Yeah.
And then they throw in, hey, there's just this, we can give you this valuation for your home. And everyone really wants to know what their home is worth.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah. Just always trying to provide value for sure. So that's one thing that you'll want to recognize quickly and then just tackle it, try to overcome it, your limiting beliefs. Okay. All right. Be accountable. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Just once you have kind of gotten familiar with what it takes to grow the business, hold yourself accountable to those metrics, right? Like if you say, hey, I know that in order to hit my goals, I need to make 5 phone calls a day. It's like, well, if you didn't make your 5 phone calls today, you're not moving your business forward. And that's actually the really cool thing I've learned about business is that so often success can be broken down to just daily habits. Like I can tell you right now, I know exactly what it takes to run a real estate business. Like it's not hard. It's simple, but not easy, right? It really is. So there's a few on there. So seek reality, acknowledge reality, own it, find solutions, get on with it. So just be action-based, be accountable. Happiness is not an individual sport. Great quote there. Okay. All right, that's a little bit about the 6 personal perspectives. Any questions, any thoughts, ideas? Does that feel okay? Feel good? Yeah, that's a great, yeah, we can talk about that too. So 20% actions, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, you guys aren't going to like it. Some of you aren't. Some of you aren't going to like it. Nothing sells houses like conversations. There's not a single activity you can do. There's not a single activity you can do that will lead you to more transactions than having great conversations with people. Period. I will live and die by that. I will live and die by that. Okay. Now, there are other things you can do, like a great thank you card or a pop by gift, or which would lead to a conversation, right? Or a great email, okay? Or a sweet text message. Like, I'm not going to discredit those, and they all serve their purpose, but I'm a firm believer, and you know what? It is my greatest weakness too. Like, I'm a talker. If you sat me down in front of anyone in my phone book, I would have an hour-long conversation with them. I don't like calling them though. I really don't. I have to pull out a tooth every day to call them, but I do it because guess what? I know it's what's going to push my business forward. Okay, and guess what? We're not asking you to call them like every day and be super, like I understand that too. Also, I'm going to change something. I want you guys to not ever consider it a cold call if you're calling someone you know. It's not cold. You know them, right? Cold calls are to people you don't know. If you know someone, it's just re-engaging with someone that you have a connection with in some capacity, right? And guess what I do when I call people and say, if I haven't talked to them in a while, I say, hey, Courtney, it's Hunter. And I'm usually not that excited. I'm just like, hey, Courtney, it's Hunter. And she's like, Hunter? I'm like, yeah, it's Hunter. How are you? And it depends on the context, sure. But I just usually I don't apologize for calling people either. I'm just like, it's Hunter. Yeah, I'm that nosy realtor that, had connected with you last year. How the heck are you? Yeah, how's your family? Great. I remember, and again, use your CRM, make notes. Hey, how's your daughter? I know she's on the mission. How's that going along, right? And just get into the conversations. And they certainly like, how's real estate? Oh my gosh, real estate's so cool. And you just have conversations, okay? So yeah, 20% items. And we'll talk about this in another Ignite class, but I really do think that you need to have on your calendar time block every day, lead generation and lead follow-up, okay? And we'll dive into the specifics of those, but if you don't have lead generation and lead follow-up, and maybe you don't have them every single day on your calendar, but you do have to have a consistent rhythm. I remember that when I first some of the things I've learned is that people say that you should spend 3 hours in your lead generation, right? So I'll just leave it to you to, 3 hours a day, right? Natalie? Yeah, I'll talk on that. Yeah. Or Kylie. Sorry, I called you Natalie. Kylie. Yeah. Love that.
Like you're saying, make calls and have conversations. I think the reason why the conversations are the most valuable is because it gives you an opportunity to connect.
I love that. 100%. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And the only other thing that I would say trumps a phone call is an in-person meeting. But usually the best way to set those or get those to happen is a phone call, certainly. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. I always go for the phone call, and then if I feel like it, I'll shoot them a text message. Just kind of depends on the person and your interactions with them. But I always try to set the tone. There are certain people though that I know at this point in my career, I'll just shoot them a text. What I will say is leverage events. Okay. So we have our Easter egg event coming up. My real estate team does. Keller Williams does do, our office does our Keller Splash and our Keller Ween event. Start with those. That's the easiest conversation. I am so excited because today is our call day. I'm so excited that I can just be like, oh my gosh, how are you? Just wanted to invite you to our, my real estate team, just very subtle. We're having our annual Easter egg event. Super excited about it. Would you and the kiddos like to come? Or do you have anyone that you can think of that would love to come to this event? Right? So use events, use different things. Yesterday, I had actually 2 extra tickets to the Jordan Peterson event. And guess what? I freaking called everyone I could think of. It's like, hey, do you want to come? 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 So anything that I can do to not be so just it's not to be deceptive at all, but it's just so much easier to talk about something like that, right? And then certainly if they know who you are and they'll ask you how real estate is, it always comes up, right? And then obviously you need to have a little bit of some knowledge there to let them know how the market is, where the best deals are, why you think it's a great time to buy, why you think it's a great time to sell, right? So you have to have some of those. But does that answer your question? Is the most important activities? Okay, lead generation, lead follow-up, okay? An agent, I can tell you right now, if an agent is struggling in their business, they either have a lead generation problem or a lead conversion problem, which is lead follow-up. It's plain as day. We either don't have enough leads or we're not converting them at a high enough level. Any agent, I'm telling you, pick any agent, look at their business. And certainly, I mean, people can go through personal stuff. I don't want to discredit that, right? Like, but for the most part, the actual business portion doesn't have enough leads or isn't converting them at a high enough level. Okay? Yes.
So you say lead generation, lead follow-up. Is that,
Yeah, good question.
that's like calling. You're talking about calling people that you know, like
Or
that you're
knocking on doors.
knocking
or
on
Yeah.
going to Target.
And with yes, and within the lead generation, there is different buckets. So there would be lead generation for people I know and lead generation for people I don't know, and those activities might look a little bit different. So you might, first part of your week for your lead generation might be calling, your database, the people that you do know. And I have a class that I teach where you have a quarterly call. So we have traditionally found that if you call someone every quarter, that's going to be the best to stay in touch with them. So the way that I have traditionally done it is I break down my database, so it's even throughout the year, or even throughout the quarter, I should say, and then I know exactly who I need to call. And once I've called those people, then I go to people outside of my close sphere, and we have a whole class on that too. But yeah, your lead generation is going to be to people you know and don't know, and then your lead follow-up is anyone that raised their hand already or any active clients. And the cool thing about that too is if you are intentional about that, and I'll teach you how to use it in Command too to make your life really easy in the CRM, how to tag people accordingly so you don't lose track of people. But I'm telling you, it takes away that anxiety of running or working in the business and then to now running the business. Like as soon as you have clarity around it, it's like it just feels so good, and it brings that job description back to it. I know it's kind of crazy. I know that we all got into real estate because we don't want a job. But I'm telling you, if you just treat it a little bit like a job, it actually is a lot easier. Okay.
Job, it's just you got to do it for yourself.
Yes, Dave. Yes.
That's what I got in it for, so I don't have to make someone else money anymore.
Yeah, Dave gets to make Dave money. Yeah. Amen, brother. Okay. Yeah. Sweet. I love that. Good question, Courtney. Please, yeah.
Anybody, I know a lot of people use Facebook, Instagram. A really simple thing that I did last week was just put on my story, hey, would anybody be interested? I learned about these tools at my disposal where, I can find out kind of like the health of your neighborhood and stuff like that. Would anybody else be interested to learn about theirs? And then I just put one of those slide bars, slide if you're interested. And I got like 15 people who just slid. So then I had like a little template, and I would message them directly and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And half of them I knew and half of them I didn't.
What is a slide bar? What do you mean?
It's on
So
Instagram.
if you do a story post, like on Facebook or Instagram, you click like a little sticker icon. You click on that icon. There's just different things you can use, like a poll option, or it'll show you a little bit of slide chart. So I would just maybe play around with it. You'll get familiar with it, but that's just like a really simple
Yeah.
thing called
It-
application.
It's engagement. Exactly.
Have all of you guys put on, I mean, more specifically, on Facebook prior to that, if you were
So the way that I've done it is I'm very active on social, so everybody who follows me or watches my stories knew when I was studying for the test, I would share little things that I learned, like, oh my gosh, did you know about this? Oh, and just to try and update them, and because I really am learning and I want to help others. And then I post when I passed the test and I showed a photo of me, right? okay, now these are like, this is the next thing that I'm doing. I'm learning about all these tools. Who wants to be part of it?
And that is really cool because these people are a part of your journey.
Yeah.
And I love watching that. And I wish I would have done that.
You can.
I've been,
Yeah.
I used to be that way when I flipped a home. I showed the whole journey.
Cool.
And then the stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah. They're like, yeah, oh, yeah. They were like, people were like, Sarah, when's your next house split? It really was a journey.
They want to be a part of it.
And then the market turned and I couldn't get into another home to flip. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, social media has been super beneficial for me. I would say I haven't, I've only sold a few houses directly from social media leads, but what it has done for me it has been my resume. It's been so fun. Like there's very few people that are in my circle that I run into and they don't say, you're in real estate. Like that has been the biggest tool for me, has just been like, it's amplified my reach. It has amplified my credibility. And guess what? You don't have to have already sold a house to start posting about real estate. And like you can go tour houses and you can go do open houses and you can post stats and there's so much you can do. You do want to find a balance between like personal posting. It should actually probably be like 70% personal. And like I actually got to, I have had to step it because I was posting just so much real estate stuff because I was like, this is awesome. I love this. I've had to dial it back and like, okay, more personal stuff, more personal stuff. But yeah, use social media for sure. And guess what? What I'd recommend is time blocking it on your calendar. Don't just hop on Instagram and start like have a time block. Like I am going to post today. I'm going to make an educational post for my people. Okay. We are going to go to the next topic within this. Oh, we got a lot to get through. We have a lot to get through, you guys. Okay. So KW culture. Okay, this is just, again, this is also, not only is this class about starting your career, but also starting your career here at KW, okay? We have such a cool culture, all right? I'm gonna speak primarily about the, yeah, we'll just run through this, okay? Starting with our MVVBPs, okay? These are our mission, our vision, our values, our beliefs, our perspectives, okay? There's a lot here, so take a picture if you want. I'm gonna tell you my two favorite ones. This right here is by far I think the most important. I don't want to say that, that's mean. But these two, I like the vision and the value. God, family, and then business. I love that idea. For me, that's super important. Kind of, and I remember when I first got into the business, I was like so jumbled in my priorities. Like, don't forget the other things that are important in your life. Because it's easy, especially when you're your own boss, to work 24/7. And by 24/7, I mean, it's just easy to like work hours that you probably traditionally wouldn't have, or be busy during hours that you're not supposed to. And sometimes it requires that, but just be cognizant of that. I noticed a relationship of mine take a toll because of that. But this right here, to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers, that's like Keller Williams' vision. And I would hope that your vision would be to be the real estate agent of choice for your friends and families, right? So anyway, that's just some of our belief systems there. Skip through that real quick. Red Day is super cool too. This is also a really easy client touch. We have an annual day of service where we shut down all of our offices company-wide and we do a day of service. And there's usually a pretty cool opportunity for your clients or friends to donate or to contribute or to participate. So super cool that we do that every year. And then take care of its own. And then KW Cares too. Lots of opportunities to get involved in different donations and service projects. Again, super easy touch as well if you make that a part of who you are. Okay. I don't want to skip this. Ooh, okay. All right, technology. Who here hates it? Who here's okay with it? And who here likes it? Okay, good. And who here is gonna like it? Yeah, perfect.
I tell everybody this, and I've probably told you 10 times. I hate CRM. I hate putting this stuff in there. But once you do, I love what you get out of it. But it does, and I see the value, and that's why I have to force myself to do it.
Yeah.
And I have to time block, because if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist.
Yes, Dave.
And it's like once you do it, you feel so good about yourself. You're like, yes, I did it, I got it done. But like that 5 minutes before, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, that's my 2 cents.
No, I love your 2 cents. Thank you. Yeah. So this isn't going to be a full demo on the tech by any means. We'll save that for another class. This is more so just kind of an overview of the KW value system. But man, yeah, the technology is so solid. And it just makes your life a little bit easier. The other thing I would say too is, gosh, it can be very simple. It doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't need to be complex. And it's just a computer, sweetheart. So use the technology that we have. I have a tech bar that I host every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 to 4 every week, rain or shine. Sit upstairs at that one desk. If I need to, I'll move it down to a conference room. But that's my opportunity to kind of just really have it. You guys are always welcome to ask me tech questions. Like you have and I don't know, Kylie, you're probably the only one. My other role here is our market center technology trainer. So I teach on the technology, right? So Tuesdays, Thursdays, 3 to 4. Okay, those are my tech bars. Those are my open office hours. Again, if you have any questions outside of that, you're welcome to reach out to me. But if it's not urgent, maybe try and come to that. And guess what? If you just want someone to sit with you while you make your phone calls, I'll sit there with you. If you need someone to like help you like log the phone calls in the CRM, I'll do that too. I like to work, and I like to work on real estate businesses. So come to those, utilize those. Again, we're not going to dive too much into this, but I do think that if you think everyone here has a computer, awesome. You have to have a laptop. Like, there's no way to run a real estate business without a laptop. So please have a laptop, and then you need a phone. Okay, so laptop and phone and a voice, and you can sell as many houses as you want. So I really do like the Command app as well. It's integrated super well with the platform. Again, I think for the most part, you're going to run everything off of your computer. But if you're on the go, you use your phone. But for the most part, you're going to use your phone just to text and call clients and stuff. So the Command app is still super powerful, and you can utilize it in a lot of ways. Okay, I don't remember why they have this slide on here, but maybe we'll just talk about it. So just some metrics that you'll want to be aware of. I don't even know if these are to our market center, but I think that they want you to start understanding. Yeah, I think they want you to start understanding just some of the lingo in the business. Okay, so closed units. Does everyone understand? 1 unit is just a transaction, right? That's 1 unit. So one thing too, this isn't the class for it, but you'll want to have a unit goal. You will want to have a volume goal and a GCI goal and an income goal, but usually the goal that matters most is units. It's kind of what Gary Keller has taught. So you need to understand, how many units do I need to sell in order to reach my goals, my financial goals, right? So my goal this year is 21 units. I'd like to sell 21 units. And I know that if I in such that if I do that, I hit my financial goal. But obviously that's not 21 trailers, right? That's 21, single family homes, but you can have stuff in between, right? So closed units, closed volume, right? Total volume of all of the real estate transactions, okay? Listings taken, pretty simple. How many listings have you taken? Listing taken volume is the volume of the listings taken. Listings sold is anything that has gone to escrow and closed. Does everyone understand escrow too? It's, title company, it's in escrow. Contracts written volume, so the volume of all the contracts you've written. Closed GCI, that's probably the only one that you might not. So GCI is gross commission income, right? So on a $500,000 home, 3% commission, I think it's like 15, is it 15 or 16? 15,000, yeah. So if I have a $15,000 home under contract with a 3% commission, the GCI on that is $15,000, okay? So just some numbers that you want to be aware of. Is this amazing? Oh, this is up to date. Oh, no, it's not up to date. Okay. It's almost up to date. Okay. And we actually, Yeah, have you guys been to our new agent orientation on Wednesdays? If you haven't yet, I want Wednesdays at 3:30. Every Wednesday at 3:30, I host a new agent orientation. I was actually going to be reaching out to you, and you this morning, but I'm teaching this class instead. So this is your formal invite. Wednesdays at 3:30, we have a new agent orientation. We kind of just do an office overview. You're welcome to come too. Anyone's welcome to come. We just do an office overview, like who's who, where you can find resources. So very beneficial. What's really cool, I'll tell this to everyone. What's really cool about our market center is that we have specific roles. If you went to any other brokerage, you're going to have like Dean and Shoni are going to be the same person. Your broker is going to be the one bringing you training. It's like, well, no, a broker's best suited for answering questions about real estate transactions and helping with legal issues. The team leader's best at jumping into business and teaching people. So I love that we all have our distinct roles. The other cool thing is, with the exception of Trevor and Sydney, who are newer, every single staff member has their real estate license. I love that because it tells me that we want to. It reminds me that our commitment is to help you guys grow your real estate business. Like everything that we do truly is to help you grow your business at a higher level because we understand what being a real estate agent kind of looks like. So I love that. Okay. Yeah, we'll quickly just talk on this really quick. Another thing that's really cool about KW, and I actually think that this class could integrate really well with our new agent orientation, but profit share. Okay. Profit share is a really cool thing. I think I made like $1,000 last year off of it. It's based, and I haven't really like gone super heavy on it, but basically if you have good real estate agent friends that you think would be a good fit at either this Keller Williams office or any other Keller Williams office in the world, if they then transact real estate, a portion of the owner's income actually gets paid out to you. So it's kind of unique. Yeah, I don't want to, there are a whole can of worms there, but it is really cool. What it is too, is it comes from the owner's profit. So like we have 3 people that own this office. 48% of their income each month, right? The gross income into after expenses, so the net income, they actually give 48% of the net income back to agents. And this was what Gary Keller did from the very beginning, and that's how he wanted to run his market center. And so that's what has carried on today. Super cool there. And just some people build some pretty cool passive businesses off of it. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. It's what's the other word? Not passive, but residual. Yeah, it's more of a residual. Yeah.
It's on Etsy shop, downloadable printables.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Okay, I don't want to. They're in here, so I feel like I need to talk about them, but I don't really care to. Okay, we're gonna skip over those. Okay, this is a good part. All right, so everyone open up like either a new piece of paper or a Word doc. I did this activity when I first got into business, okay? And actually pretty cool. So Shoni, if you guys have met him, he was in Cameron Wilson's, he was the productivity coach. What's really cool is I wrote a letter to myself, and then 2 years later, it got mailed to me. I don't know how some company does this, but so I actually, it was pretty cool. So I did this right here. So I want you guys, we're gonna take a few minutes to kind of work on this, okay? And take a picture if you need. I'll leave the screen up though. We're gonna take just a few minutes to work on this. At least kind of start the process, and then if you probably want to revisit it, okay? But I actually think that this is so cool. You basically write what today's date is, okay? And you say 1 year from now, and you write it in such that you have already achieved it. So I have sold 4, 6, 7 houses, right? I have grown great relationships with people that I didn't think that I would. I have learned a lot. I have bought a house. I have sold a house. Or my own house, right? So take a picture of this and start kind of just giving it some thought. Let me see what time it is. I don't know if I want to spend too much time. 10:40. Yeah, we'll spend just a few minutes. I'm gonna just turn on some music here. I just want you guys to give it some thought, okay? You don't have to have it completed today. I'm not gonna ask you to read it to me, but it's one of those things where it's like, think about this. How many people actually take the time? Like, I know this might sound a little corny, but how often do people actually take the time to chew on this? Let's say, how do I want my life to look? That was actually one of my biggest takeaways from Jordan Peterson last night. Was we are too, like, people spend more time planning their vacations than they do their own lives. Like, I truly believe that. So I want you guys to just take a minute and be like, yeah, what do I want my life to look like 1 year from now? And also, how do I want it to look over the next year? So we're gonna do 5 minutes. I'm gonna turn on some music. I want you guys to just chew on that. And I'll turn on some, yeah. Those are some, yeah, those are kind of some prompts. Yeah, you can use those. You could write about and it could be your personal life, your business. Like, I don't want this to be strictly to real estate, but the whole point of this is to really get you guys purposeful about what you want to achieve over the next year. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on some music here. Spend 5 minutes just giving it some thought. And even if right now you just need to ponder, that's okay too. I'll go back to those prompts. Do another minute. Okay, cool. Whew. All right, who wrote down something? Who wrote down something that they hadn't already thought about? Or were you guys pretty much like, oh, I had already, yeah, good, good. Is there anyone that's willing to share something that they're looking to achieve? And it can be real estate related or not. Just curious. Yeah, Courtney.
Actually, for you, this is like my number one takeaway so far today, when you said, I'm the kind of real estate agent that will actually provide a service to my friends and family by working with me, and I'm saving them from working with someone who's not going to give as good of value.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if I can be that kind of real estate agent where I want to say to my friends and family, if you want to work with me, like, you need to work.
Yeah.
If you want to have a good experience, if you want to get the best outcome, if you want to have the best results and know what's out there and know like creative possibilities for how you can achieve your dreams, like, let's work together, because there's 90, whatever percent of real estate agents who don't really know
Yeah.
what's possible.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, that's so good. Good. Anyone else? Dave?
I want to sell 12 homes this year.
Yeah.
So that's
Love
my
that.
goal.
Good. Good. Good.
And I want to buy my first home.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that for you.
No, that is separate.
I love that. Sarah, you looked
I should have been more, I was looking at him going, oh yeah, I should have been more like specific, but
no, it's okay.
I just talked about having a dream, through like a vision, because when you have a vision, like what you were saying, that a lot of people get, and the ones that fail don't have this like
Yeah.
clarity.
Yeah.
And so my whole thing is I want to have a vision based off this like clarity, that I know exactly what I'm doing,
Yeah.
how and what value I bring. And so I just talked about having that as my number one goal, is knowing exactly what my
Yeah.
vision is and having the clarity from it. And I think that's the hardest part in life in general, is just not being clear on things, and that's how these dreams
Yeah.
happen. That's how our dreams go away. We don't have this clarity. So I think that's for me. I've been a mom, and I've got
Yeah.
5 kids, and I've had so many distractions my whole life, and now I'm like micro focused vision, and it's really hard to get there.
You're gonna crush it. I'm excited for you. Love it. Love it. Cool. Cesar?
Sure, I'll share. Second line I wrote, I really loved it.
Yeah.
Really start focusing on spirituality.
Oh, dude, I love that. Thank you. That's, yeah, I didn't want it to be. Yeah, it can be whatever.
I'm trying to figure a lot of things out right now in my life, so like those 3 things, I focus on those 3 things.
Oh, I love that. That's actually my big vision for this year. And I don't have to go into no details here, but yeah, is my health, my spirituality, and my business too are kind of my big strives for this year. I'll share. I think that my gosh, do you guys know who Brandon Fugel is? Have you guys
We've seen his sign.
you seen his name? Yeah. No, not the wealthiest man in Utah. No, Ryan Smith's got him beat. Brandon's not even a billionaire. Not even a billionaire. He does have a private helicopter, yeah. So I've had an opportunity to meet him twice, and gosh, when I was first getting into the business and first getting my license, when I got home from my mission, I started working for a concrete coating company, and I was driving all around Utah County, and I was seeing his name, right? Just always so impressed, though. Like, man, how can one guy have his name on so much stuff? Anyway, the thing that, and I told him this the first time I met him, and I was so excited to tell him. I told him that, but I also told him how much, like, if you ever hear him speak about his clients, he doesn't even he has so strongly taken on the role of advisor for his clients. He's not their, he's their agent, he's their broker, he's their advisor. And that's kind of where I want my business to go this year is I want to and it might not even be that people have this thought of me, but I don't want to be people's real estate agent. I want to be their advisor. I want to help them make great decisions. And so that's kind of where I'm transitioning my focus is how do I just help people make excellent decisions, both in business and real estate and life. Like I just want to be a good source for people. So that's kind of my 1 year from now. I love doing these kind of activities. I know sometimes it's like kind of fluffy and cheesy, but I think it's important. I really do. Cool. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see. What time is it? Oh yeah, we're still good on time. Still good on time. Okay. Okay, this is the other thing that I kind of want to talk about. All right. It's not about the money. It's about the people that you'll serve. However, we all need to pay some bills, right? We all want to do stuff. You know, we all want to achieve stuff that, frankly, that's what money does, right? Is it helps you, you know, it helps you go through life in kind of your circumstances that you would like to, right? Like I've heard that money can't buy happiness, but it can control the circumstances in which you go through pain. And I really do believe that, right? Like it cannot buy happiness, certainly. I did hear a comedian once say, though, that like people say money can't buy happiness, but have you ever seen someone on a jet ski? Ever seen someone on a jet ski? They are always so happy. How can you be frowning on a jet ski? So you can buy a jet ski. So one thing that I want you to do too, and if you don't already know your number, that's okay too. But I think one thing that's really important, and I'll quickly show you guys what I have done. No, that's not mine. Do I have a cat? Is there a cat on there?
There's a cat.
You guys, is anyone a cat person in here?
Yeah.
So I dislike cats to the level that I've developed an allergic reaction to them. I kid you not. I get like itchy and queasy around them. You just haven't met the right one. Is that what you're saying? I'm allergic. That's what I psychologically I did that to myself as a kid.
Mine's not, but there are some.
And I don't think that my daughter helped me.
You're like the both. There are some good pets.
Okay. Ooh, just a lover.
The dogs are just too needy.
And you are their pet. You're their pet.
Okay.
Their owner's personality.
I have no idea. I love that question. Yeah, I'm curious to know what Dave's cats are. They're cool, calm, and collected. What kind of cat is it? See, I don't mind kittens. Kittens are cute.
My eyesight's bad, so I thought it was the brown part.
Yeah, I'm seeing it wrong.
That's the weirdest looking cat.
Oh, yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. That is a weird looking cat. I can feel it. My elbows are itchy.
Can you? You need to find it. He has a really like, I'm an asshole face.
um,
Oh, how cute. My daughter's cat used to do that.
Yeah.
And it was like, before we
His
got it,
name is Mr. Tigsley.
just like would not let me walk.
Mr. Tigsley.
Mr. Tigsley. Was that a kid that named that one, or was that you, Dave?
So he was adopted from the shelter. I got him last August, and he was in the shelter, and he's an older cat, 6 or 8 years old, and they were calling him Tiger. He wasn't a tiger, so we tried to call him Tigger, That didn't really work.
Yeah.
Like, and then one day I was like, he looks like a Mr. Takes Leave. And so I came, he's my butler.
I love that.
Yeah, I made it up.
All right. Okay. So I told you guys I want to sell 21 houses. There's purpose behind that. I've already spent every single dollar that I would make from selling 21 houses. Okay, and that's in my mind, on paper. Yeah.
Budget.
In my budget. Yeah, that's what the purpose of this this is the kind of next section is. I have a blank copy of this. I gotta find it. So if you want it, text me. But let me show you this. I'll be totally transparent. This is just kind of some of my goals and kind of what I want to achieve, right? I even put in here, I've got like taxes, tithing, I've got my hide that, some other stuff that's personal. But anyway, so right here, I've got broken down every single thing that I want to achieve this year, right? So if I scroll down, I've got all my expenses, all my investments that I want to make, and that shoots out, guess what? 21 houses. So now I'm very intentional because I already went and pre-spent everything, right? I already know exactly what I want to achieve. And yeah, and a lot of that is driven by money. Like, you know, I want to buy a house like that. I want to get married. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, you have to have money to do that kind of stuff, right? So if you guys want this, I can share it with you. So yeah, it's pretty easy to go through. You just basically go in and you just put in, and you can come edit these, but you just basically put in, and this one I might need to update a little bit, but you just put in your personal expenses, and it can be a ballpark, but that shoots out a number for how many houses you need to sell. That makes sense? Any questions on that?
Like calculating, there's sort of a number that she's a median home sales price.
Yeah, and that's all I did is I just took the median home price.
So the Keller Williams commission cap.
Yeah. It's fake. Yeah. Every year.
So if you're selling a house for $500,000 and you're getting $15,000 commission.
So if you so if you sell 3 houses that are 550,000 and they have 3% commission on it, you will cap. So what I will tell you is, having been right where you guys are, I would really double down on the productivity coaching and the productivity team. I would lean into Cameron Wilson. I would lean into me. I would lean into Dean. I'd lean into Shoni. I'd lean into Angie. And just understand that, like I'm telling you, you guys have no idea how many real estate agents that have sat across my desk and how many are not in the business anymore. Okay. So I'm
What's the stat? It's like 1 out of
this
2. That's pretty good money.
it's traditionally been like 82. This last year it bumped up to like 98% of agents. Yeah, sure. Now that's not, I will say that statistic is not true for our office by any shot of the imagination, but it is, I mean, yeah, I sit across from a lot of agents. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. Is that okay? Real estate's the hardest ball to get rolling. Well, at least that I know of. One of.
Right, so big green signs to the people.
So that might be hard too. But it is and you know what? I'm so happy Shoni told me that when I first got started. She said, Hunter, it's a hard ball to get rolling. But let me tell you, once it's freaking rolling, you guys, it just becomes so much easier because I've already been in the business. I already know how to do this. I've already done some of these transactions. And then your name gets out. And I'm telling you right now, you guys all think, maybe you don't, but you all think that your friends and family know a million real estate agents. They know 2. They know 1 or 2. And one of them is like their mom's cousin, right? So like, it is not that hard to in a quick amount of time become number 1 or 2 in their mind. It is really not that hard. And then the task is, when it comes time to transact real estate, who is at the front of their mind? Okay, you only have to beat out 1 other person. And that other person is probably not calling them every quarter, not sending them value, not inviting them to events, not texting them, not emailing, right? So it's like, it's not that crazy, but you just have to be consistent, okay? Now, so, you asked about the cap, right? So, what question do you have? Yeah, that's the answer on the cap.
Okay, what do they take per transaction? Is it a percentage or is it a set fee per transaction until you cap?
So, yeah, so let me walk you through what I would recommend for you guys. Is that cool? So right now, you're on a 50-50 split. I know that sounds steep. Guess what? I'm still on a 50-50 split 3 years in. I'm on a team. You want to know why? Because I fundamentally understand the value. I really do. The other thing too is leverage and support. Like I've got a full-time job. I was a full-time college student too while I was growing my business, right? Let me tell you this too. It's a 50-50 split on transactions. It's not a 50-50 split on this meeting that we're having right now, right? It's not a 50-50 split on the one-on-one appointments that you'll have with Cameron, right? So it's only 50-50 split when, and that's where I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, 50-50 split. I'm telling you, it is well worth it. Think of it as an investment in yourself. And that's again, only if you actually get to a transaction, which hopefully you're getting to. So after 4 transactions, then you have the option to go as a solo agent, which is what I did. I did that for about 2 transactions. And then I was like, you know what? I'm still so overwhelmed. I got to jump back on a team. Okay. And it's proven to be good for me. You may want to go solo. Okay. If you'd like to go solo at that point, then yes, you have an $18,000 cap. And then, yeah, once you hit that cap, it's $15,000 to the local market center, $3,000 to KWRI. Once that's paid out, 100%. And that's where, like, I'm telling you, like, that's where some real money starts getting made. Once you do kind of get through the beginning stages. That's the other thing too, you guys. I have, and I don't want to make this class about me at all, but I have told myself from the beginning that I have a 5-year internship. I made that decision early on that I have a 5-year internship. Obviously, I want to, I need to make ends meet. I need to do things to, right? Like, so I'm not saying like, I know you need to make money, right? But like, I told myself that even if I didn't make a dime for my first 5 years, as long as I was learning all of the skills that I need to grow an absolutely massive business, then I'd be okay with that. And I'm well on my way. So that's what I would encourage you to do, is to treat this like an internship. Really do, pour into it. And then when you make some money, you're like, oh, nice, that's pretty cool. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So my task for you, if you guys want that spreadsheet, text me. I want you guys to go pre-spend your dollars. Okay, go determine. And if you need help, come to my tech hour, the 3 to 4, because it can get a little confusing with splits and things like that, and taxes. And so come talk to me. I'd be happy to dive into it. I studied finance in college. Personal finance is like my thing. I love it. So if you want to talk about it, I'd love to. And then we'll go from there. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, I think it's super important, because then it gives clarity, because it's not just like oh, I want to sell 17 houses. I want to sell 20 houses. It gives some real purpose to it, right? And then the other way, actually, and I'm guilty, I want to serve 21 families is really at the root of what I want to do, right? But it's just fun to say sell houses. You guys, there's nothing I like in this world more than that. I'll tell you right now, it is so fun. It is so fun. Can I share? I'm going to share. I shared this with the people that are in the room, and if you guys are okay with it, because we're wrapping up, I want to share something pretty special. $1954. Okay, so this was yesterday. This is why I do it. This is why I do it. So when I first got introduced to Isabel and Marcos, I was like, my first thought was, there's no shot in hell these guys buy a house. No, 19 years old. They both work kind of part-time to full-time jobs. no, they had no credit whatsoever, no credit, dismal credit. And I was just like, man, I'm really excited that they want to buy a house, but they're just not in a position. So over the last year, one whole year, we went and got them credit cards so we could build them up credit. We got their credit score up to like the 720s, 730s, right? Oh, did it shut off? And then, yeah, because I just went through that process. And it was at one point where I was just like, it's not, like I was trying to be as optimistic as I can, but it was like, maybe you should spend time on other clients. Like this is just, you know, there'll be a client in the future and we should just tell them for now, they should just rent. But they were so determined to buy a house, okay? Well, yesterday we closed on a 3-bed, 2-bath condo. And this is where I get really excited. We went and did them a Utah housing loan. Okay, so if you don't know what that is, talk to your lender. But basically, we got them a loan for their down payment. Okay, and with an FHA loan, they only needed 3.5% down. I also went and negotiated $8,500 from the seller in concessions. Right, so that's cash back at closing. So they just bought. It's off. It's fine. They just bought a 3-bed, 2-bath condo in Payson. Their total cash out of pocket was $1,028. $1,028.33. $1,028.33. Right? Right? So they bought a house for $1,000 and their monthly payment is more than they would go pay in rent. It's $2,200 a month, including insurance, HOA, you know, but they have all of the benefits of owning their own home for probably about $400 or $500 more than they would to go rent that exact same unit. And also, at the same time, they only had to pay $1,000 to get in it, right? And so it's like stories like that I'm just like, it's like days like yesterday, and I'm like, I love my job. I love my job, right? 19. Well, and he turns 20 on Friday.
A good foundation for them.
No, that's awesome.
For their life.
Yeah. What a good
I went
foundation.
to the gas station when I bought my first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is such an incredible story.
Isn't that so cool? And I am not a very I'm gonna write Jordan Peterson style book. Yeah, no, next week I already on my calendar, next week I already have a time to make the post, right? So being intentional. But yeah, I really want to tell that story. And I tell you that story because like, you guys, let's go get some people into some houses. Let's do it. Let's help them make some awesome decisions. Like I with every fiber of my being, now as long as they are deliberate with their finances and they make smart decisions, okay, that can't eliminate that. I do believe this is the best financial decision they possibly could have made. And I fundamentally believe that. And I hope that you guys are already there with like, I hope you're drinking the Kool-Aid. I hope you understand that real estate is the best asset class that people can transact. I'm not saying discredit other ones, but like help people realize that. Like that's what they did, right?
They say that wealthy people invest what 50% of their money in property.
Yeah, exactly. And that's always been mine too. Is I will never put people into a house. I never want to put people into a house that they can't afford. Trust me. But if it stretches them, I'm okay with it. Like I would rather have them have this than a car payment. Yeah. When they wanted to look at mobile homes. We first started looking. I took them through some mobile homes, and the mobile home market's it's an interesting market. And I was like, I don't know, you guys. I really do think you should go for a condo. And we just talked and worked it through. So yeah. Anyway, lots of opportunity out there. Seriously, and like guys, if two 19-year-old kids can get into a house for $1,000, you don't think that you guys have people right now? And let me tell you this too, you guys are starting at the absolute best time, like each one of you, for so many reasons. One, because the market has slowed down just a little bit. It has. You guys, when I jumped into the business, I didn't learn this. I almost said shiz. I don't mean it. That's just kind of how I talk, okay? I promise. I didn't learn this stuff. You know why? Because the market was on fire. Literally, like even the instructors were like sending offers while they were teaching. Like it was too crazy. And I was like, and just so naive and jumped right in. And I wish, well, it's worked out okay. But I just want to emphasize for you guys, like pour into learning and setting up systems and learning how to run a business. Because guess what? the market's it's gonna explode again. I'm calling it right now. We can mark this. I think you guys probably feel it yourselves. You probably kind of.
WhatsApp. You got the market results for January. I mean, everything was up in January.
Yeah.
Listings were up, sales were up, median home price was up. The only thing that was down was the median home price for multifamily, which means condos came down like 4%.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, condos shouldn't be 410,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there's something in the video, I guess all of us, that we could take a screenshot of and put on our story,
Yeah.
or is that just in?
Of the,
Yeah, of the chat.
yeah, they sent it out on there. It's in, so if you go into the.
Are you in
WhatsApp-
the? You know what? You wouldn't be in it yet because we haven't had a chance to.
You know what?
Or did you join? Did you get? Did he invite you? Oh, good. You're in it. In the WhatsApp. Oh, good. Yeah, go engage in there. Yeah.
It's in the productivity coaching. Kind of,
But I mean, like moving forward.
But yeah, that's what Cameron said was like, this is a great social media post. It's showing how the market is rebounding in January. Interest rates are creeping down. Listings are up. Sales are up. Median home price is up. And so, yeah, you post that on your story and say, hey guys, January's looking great. I think it's going to be a busy summer for real estate.
Yeah.
Was it under announcements or other, the general chat?
It was under productivity.
It's probably in the productivity group. That's the group message that's specific to our.
Oh, somebody just resent it.
Was it Ritz?
Somebody just reposted it right when we were talking about it. Are they listening to us?
Was it Ritz? Was it Ritz? Who was it? It was Ritz. I love you, Ritz.
Thanks, Red.
You guys, he might get a little embarrassed if I say this, but Ritz is one of the most incredible humans that you guys will never meet. he works remote. But he is like a fundamental backbone to this company. I kid you not. Like, look at that. You just sent it. Ritz, you're the best. I love you, man. Thank you. Cool. Okay. All right, Cody, come on in. Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, come to my Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, Command's got a lot of integrations that we can kind of play with. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like the notion for PW was wording before it's KCM saying use this to generate your reports. That would be what you're using, or is Grant on the
Okay, a lot to unpack there. As far as the integration to KCM, I don't know. I've traditionally used their stuff just on social media. Like I follow their stuff and repost it. There is Rapid Stats that is directly tied to the MLS that you guys might want to go check out. And I think there's a class that in one of the Ignite sessions, I'm sure we talk about it. But yeah, you guys definitely want to become local experts, okay? So we're gonna wrap up here. Kind of want to, let me see. Yeah, that's all I want to. What time's the meeting tomorrow? 11 to 3. 11 to 3. Yeah, and I think if not already, we'll send out. See if it's in the announcements. Yeah, it's in this room. Yeah, come and try and be in person. I think it would be fun, but also we can get you the sign up link and you can go sign up on your own. You don't have to sign up to come tomorrow from 11 to 3. You just have to sign up if you don't come to this meeting and you want to watch it on your own. But it's free. You can go, you know. Yeah. And they're offering it like 4 other times. I'm sure they'll continue to offer it and record it, but this is like, you guys get to hear from Gary. We get to hear from Gary, Jay Papazan, Jason Abrams.
They're great.
Yeah, you've already had a chance to kind of, yeah, I love it.
He's just a washed up HGTV star, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That guy is,
Yeah.
that's Jason Abrams.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about
That's
him.
what he said at the beginning of his thing. He said, they were talking about Googling yourself. And he's like, have you ever Googled yourself? You can Google me, and what you'll find out is that I'm a washed up HGTV star that hasn't done anything in 5 years.
I didn't know that about him. That's cool.
He was on, I don't know what he was on, but.
Yeah.
it was a fun-
Okay. To wrap up today, I'd like you guys to just take just a second to internalize what's one thing walking out of this that you are going to do either different or start doing. Okay. And I would love for you to vocalize it. So hopefully it's something you feel comfortable sharing. But that's how I know that this was valuable to you. Just take 30 seconds, think about it. Okay. What's one thing that you're either going to stop doing, start doing, or change in your business? Because you're all business owners, right? What is it you're going to do?
I already know.
Okay, Dave.
I'm gonna write out my goals, and I'm gonna put them somewhere that I see them every day. And I'm also gonna tell my friends and family about them so that they have more likelihood of achieving.
Yeah, great. Yeah, one great script that you could share that I've heard other agents use, and I haven't been as keen to using it, but it's like in the conversation. Hey, Dave. By the way, my goal this year is to help 21 families transact real estate. Is there anyone that you know right now that's looking for a great realtor? Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Good. Okay, who else? Sarah.
Social media.
Yeah.
For my, 'cause I was a part of that in the past, and I kind of let that go, and I realized the momentum you can build. Kylie, right? That Kylie was sharing. I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, she like helped me remember how exciting that is, not only for myself but other people to be a part of the journey. And I think real estate, the way Kylie's doing it, especially, is like a journey, and just to,
Love it.
embrace that more.
Love it. Yeah.
The one thing that I heard your Mel Robbins talked about was
Yeah.
like her mindset about social media. I really liked. And she basically said, your social media is for you. It's not for anybody else. And so once you start thinking about it being for you, then you stop getting those hesitations about, should I post this? Should I not post this? Who cares what all these other people in the internet says, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like it, they won't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the other thing. That's the other thing I've kind of realized about the real estate business too, is if people, two things. One, everyone wants you to do good. They just don't want you to do better than them. Okay. And yeah, I've kind of realized that, right? People that really care about you know, but I think in general, most people, they want to see other people do good, just not better than them. But what I have learned is if people self-select out of my real estate journey, if they don't want to talk to me, or for whatever reason, they blow me off or they hang up on me, guess what? We work at a drive-through. Next. Next, right? Like life's too short to not just work with people that we absolutely love and adore and that love and adore us. There is an infinite amount of people out there that will transact real estate with you. So go find those ones. Go find the people that are really your supporters and also support them, right? Pour into them. Okay, next action item. Kylie. Okay, dive into it. Love it. Perfect. Okay, Scarlett too? Okay, good. I'll make sure to send it to you guys. Cesar? Yeah.
For real. I mentioned it every once in a while, but I haven't talked to anybody personally yet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start doing that.
Love it. Love it.
And I would look for things like that, like make the conversation more natural. Like I was driving by this shop the other day in Provo that like one of my contacts used to work out of. And now it's no longer his shop, and they like flipped it, and it's gonna be this like market over on Center Street in Provo. And so that's what I called it.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I saw your old building over there. It's crazy, you know? And then just get to talking, and then, oh, so what are you doing? And then they'll ask you back, what are you doing?
Cool. Love that. Thanks. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You guys have yeah, you're welcome. Have a wonderful afternoon. Ritz, thanks for everything you do, buddy.